because of the weight disadvantage.
Dude, can you imagine, bro? You're fighting Canelo Alvarez, man. Nobody ever heard of you. Nobody even knows your name, all that stuff, bro.
But I'm excited for that. I know Canelo, he's so big, so strong, and I think he'll be just too big. I mean, weight classes matter for...
Floyd Mayweather weighed in on the idea of Terence Crawford facing Canelo Alvarez, calling it a strong matchup, but also offering a warning. He stressed that boxing is not a sport to take lightly, especially given the obvious difference in weight. Floyd advised Crawford to be careful and think carefully before stepping into the ring.
And it's a good matchup with those two. You know, may the best man win. But this sport is something that you can't play with. Boxing is something that you can't play with.
Terence Crawford is determined to prove his doubters wrong and says the fight against Canelo is a major challenge because he thrives on challenges. He believes no opponent is too big and trusts his own skills. While some criticize him for taking on Canelo, saying the size difference is too much, Crawford remains focused on proving he can handle it.
That's a fight because of the challenge. Yeah. I love the challenges, and I love the people that I hear them now. You're too little. You know, Canelo gonna break you. He's gonna stop you. You come from 147, that weight too big. This and that. I can hear now, and that just excites me to go in there and just be like, okay, let me prove him wrong once again.
That fight would be gigantic if Canelo gets through Jermell. And then you guys fight. That fight would be gigantic.
And it's crazy because, like, in the past interviews, I was like, man, Canelo too big, man. It's weight classes for a reason. I was like, nah.
The sport of boxing has weight classes for a very important reason. These divisions are not just rules, they exist to protect fighters from facing opponents whose size and strength could be dangerous. When people talk about Terence Crawford taking on Canelo Alvarez, one major concern keeps coming up: the big difference in weight. Canelo fights comfortably at 168 pounds, while Crawford has built his career in much lighter divisions. Fighters and analysts alike agree that moving up this much in weight could be too difficult and risky for Crawford to manage.
They have weight divisions for a reason, right or wrong?
Right. Manny Pacquiao, bro.
Okay.
What's your take on Manny?
Pacquiao didn't move up 3 weight divisions at once.
Okay.
Fight a pound for pound fighter.
Okay, so Canelo's got it. How does Canelo get it done?
I don't know, man. It might be the boringest fight ever. It might be the best fight ever. But I will tell you this: it's not a fight I truly care about. Crawford's not really entertaining. I don't really care about who he fights. But I will tell you like this: he's a tremendous fighter. He's a great fighter, but he's not really entertaining outside the ring. There's nothing that makes me want to be like, I can't wait to see the next Terence Crawford fight.
Current fighters are also speaking their minds. Rolly Romero said that weight classes exist for a reason, highlighting the clear size gap between Crawford and Canelo. He even predicted that Canelo would win based solely on physical advantages. Floyd Mayweather, who defeated a younger Canelo Alvarez, recently shared his thoughts on that experience. Even though he won, Mayweather emphasized that Canelo today is not the same fighter he faced back then. Canelo has grown into a stronger, more mature, and physically dominant boxer. Mayweather admitted that while he was older during their fight, he always recognized Canelo's power and potential.
Crazy that, Canelo said that, because when Canelo fought me, he was in his prime. And when I fought, I was an old man. So I wasn't in my prime when I fought Canelo. I was an old man when I fought Canelo. Just like this right here. Young guy, even though I'm old, I got a lot of experience. I'm going to go out there and just show him that this is the elite level and it's something totally different.
Boxing legend Mike Tyson was very clear about the matchup. He believes that Crawford facing someone like Canelo would be a mistake. Tyson highlighted Canelo's strength, aggressive style, and skill at wearing opponents down with constant pressure. He warned that this fight could end poorly for Crawford and emphasized that the risks involved are far greater than any potential reward.
Mike, I gotta see this. Terence Crawford, tremendous fighter. You're a big supporter of his. He wants to move up 3 weight classes and fight Canelo. What do you think?
Yeah, he can do what he wants, but I don't think that's a good idea.
Why?
I just don't think it's a good idea. I don't think, what would he have? I don't know. I just don't think it's a good idea. People have done things crazy like that before. It's just that he doesn't have to do it. He doesn't have to do it.
Rising star David Benavidez shared a more mixed opinion. While he has respect for both fighters, he admitted he would rather this fight not take place. Benvitas recognizes that Canelo is boxing's biggest draw right now and everyone wants a shot at him. Still, he is concerned about the huge jump in weight for Crawford. In his view, pursuing greatness is admirable, but it should never come at the expense of fairness or a fighter's safety.
Crawford throwing his hat in to want to fight Canelo at 168.
I mean, everybody wants to fight Canelo. It's a money fight. You know what I mean? I think even Inoue would come up to fight Canelo. Canelo wanted to fight him. I mean, I don't want to see Crawford to fight Canelo, to be honest with you. But it would be. I'm not saying it wouldn't be a great fight. It would be a great fight. But I feel like if I deserve my opportunity, and and after this fight, what else are they gonna say? You know what I mean? This was a tough fight. You know, the top WBC, the top people ranked at the WBC are fighting each other. So I mean, it should be an easy call. If I can't get those fights, then I'll go up to fight Bivol, or I'll go try to, I set my conquest on 175. Like I said, I don't want no handouts either. I want to, earn my spots everywhere I go, even at 175. But, I see that weight class, I want to become champion at 175, and that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Amir Khan, who has already faced Canelo in the ring, gave one of the most personal warnings. Reflecting on his own fight, Khan admitted he underestimated how much the size difference would affect the matchup. He called Canelo a beast and explained that his experience taught him the hard way why weight classes are so important. His advice to Crawford was clear: proceed with caution.
Canelo's a beast, man. Canelo's a beast. And when it was offered to me, I tried to chase the Mayweather fight at that time, and it happened. And obviously, I was probably at my peak of my career there as well. So, whoever I was going to fight, I was going to give him a hard fight regardless. Because we were winning that fight against Canelo until he knocked me out. But, beautiful. Yeah, I was boxing well. But one thing, size, now I understand why they make weight divisions in boxing. Every weight division. But then again, look, bro, you would probably take it. I was offered like 10 million quid, bro. 10 million quid, bro. Look, end of the day, this is like, it's a lot of money, I thought about it. What made me, when I got the deal on the table for 10 mil, I was like, should I take it or not? But then I worked it out. Normally I have to have 3 or 4 hard training camps and fights to make that kind of money. I still one fight. So you gotta do it in that one fight, you know what I mean?
Does Canelo beat Crawford?
Size, bro, remember, Crawford then is a big boy as well. Crawford's a big guy when it comes to weight. A box fight. Yeah.
You think?
I think Crawford, in my opinion, but size might matter. But then again, I think since when I fought Canelo's become a better boxer. He started boxing more better. You know what I mean? Technical more. Especially against the last fight against Mangui. He boxed really well as well. And he's looking really good. He's still, a lot of people might say, oh, he's getting old, this and another. But no, Canelo's still a beast.
I mean, Eddie Hearn says don't live levels above Adam. What do you think?
I think today, Adam proved he is probably on the same level, but in my opinion, both guys want to fight each other just yet.
Boxing analyst Showbiz the Adult shared a striking warning. He described what it was like to hear Canelo's punches up close and noted that even when they were not thrown at full power, they still sounded incredibly dangerous.
Spaceman Films. What up, Biz? Who you got? Canelo Crawford.
Yeah. Got Canelo. I heard the punches that he hit Charlo with. I don't know if Crawford can absorb those punches. I know he's a great man and a great warrior. But you come from 147 to put on a better fight than Charlo. I mean, I don't even know what that means. I don't know if that means that Crawford is so great and he can do that, or that means that Charlo set the bar so damn low that anybody can do better than Charlo did last night.
Do skill really pay the bill? Because that would be tested.
It'll pay the bill. That's why Canelo's skillful too.
Joe Rogan, a veteran fight commentator, highlighted just how powerful Canelo's punches are. He wasn't talking about strategy or footwork, but focused entirely on the sheer physical damage Canelo is capable of delivering.
There's just guys that just have preposterous power, and Canelo is a guy that has power but is constantly working on it. There's a great clip of him working with Andy Ruiz. You know that shield, that weird hand shield that they hold up for hooks?
Yeah.
And he's like, this is not for speed. This is just power. Just power. He's like, don't try to be fast with this, just power. And you see him just, hey, boom. Bro, he hits so hard.
Sports analyst Stephen A. Smith was equally direct. In a live interview, he openly said he disliked the idea of this fight. Smith argued that the difference in weight and power makes the matchup unsafe for Crawford.
Let me tell you what I think should be going. The notion that Terence Bud Crawford should move up 3 weight classes, 21 pounds to fight Canelo Alvarez. He's entirely too small. Jermell Charlo already proved that. Y'all remember that scene from Rocky? Remember that scene from Rocky 2? When Carl Weathers was Apollo Creed and his trainer was like, can I be honest? I saw you beat this man within an inch of his life. And he kept coming. He wouldn't go away. He's wrong for us, baby. He's wrong. Let it go. Apollo couldn't do it and lost fight number 2. Trained him for Rocky 3 and then got killed in Rocky 4 by Drago because he couldn't let it go. Bud Crawford needs to let it go. Too small.
Legendary Mexican boxer Julio Cesar Chavez gave a straightforward prediction. He said that if Crawford takes this fight, he will be knocked out. Chavez respects Crawford's skills but believes Canelo's strength at 168 pounds is just too much. His decades of experience make this warning particularly credible.
Dinero y Canelo lo van a noquear.
The two fighters are going to be different weight classes, even though they're going to fight on a specific weight. He believes that they're just going because of the money, Crawford, but probably Canelo is going to knock him out.
Sean Garcia also added his warning for Crawford. He acknowledged Crawford's boxing intelligence but pointed out that Canelo's physical size creates a barrier that could be impossible to overcome. Garcia believes that in this matchup, skill alone might not be enough to counter Canelo's sheer size and strength.
Him and Crawford? Yeah. I think Canelo's just too big for Crawford. I mean, Terence Crawford is another, amazing fighter. You gotta give credit when it's due. He's an amazing fighter. He's very talented. And he'll for sure give Canelo a fight. And Canelo knows that. But I feel like Canelo will use, his experience, his weight, and how big he is, and I think he'll overpower Terence Crawford like in the later.
Boxing promoter Eddie Hearn offered a unique perspective, calling it a freak fight. He said that while the matchup would grab attention, the large weight difference makes it feel more like a spectacle than a true contest. Hearn noted that if Crawford wins, some fans might still question his achievement because of the size gap. Conversely, if Canelo wins, it would be viewed as just another expected result.
How is Crawford going to be able to bridge this weight gap?
Yeah, I don't think he can, in all honesty. I mean, he might not be able to bridge it on Saturday.
Yeah.
So,
one weight class.
68, yeah, but you're coming up from 35. 35, 40, 47, 54. Sooner or later, it's one too many. And 68 is definitely too many. But Crawford's brilliant. Like, he's a genius. He's a generational great. So maybe he can find a way to do it. But I feel he'd be hugely outsized against Canelo Alvarez. Yeah. But you have to use your movement. If you're Terence Crawford in that fight, the last thing you want to do is stand and trade. He'd be moving a lot in that fight, trust me. I'm not saying he'd be running, but he would be moving a lot. Of course, that's the way to beat him.
Yeah.
Trainer Joel Diaz pointed out that one of Canelo's biggest strengths is not just delivering powerful punches, but also absorbing them from large opponents. Diaz explained that Crawford could struggle to hurt Canelo, which might leave him exposed as the fight goes on.
A lot of people that say that Crawford can beat Canelo, no problem. I mean, I respect that, but I just think they're stupid. I mean, excuse my language. The size difference of a bigger man changes everything with one punch. And I can see the same thing. I mean, you saw Canelo Alvarez fighting Amir Khan. Now, look at this. Terence Crawford moved from 47 to 54 to fight Madrimov. What did he do to Madrimov? Nothing. A lot. Okay, Madrimov was a 54-pounder. Now, to move up to 168, that's 2 more divisions. Canelo Alvarez will take any punch from Crawford, but I don't think Crawford will take any punches from Canelo. Remember, Canelo got hit by Triple G, the heaviest hitter in that division. And Canelo took those shots like a champ. I don't think Crawford has anything to beat Canelo.
Oscar De La Hoya, former champion and current promoter, called the fight a money grab. He questioned whether it made sense competitively and looked at boxing history. In almost every instance where a smaller skilled fighter faced a much larger opponent, the bigger man came out on top.
William who? Canelo versus William Skull. William who?
Oscar, being back in New York over here.
Let's just say Canelo Crawford.
in the history of boxing, and this is the facts.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
If you see Thursdays, Clap Back Thursdays, I speak the facts. All right, I'll even do it for you. A good little man has never beaten a good big man in the history of the game, unless you go back to certain situations with Pacquiao beat me, but I was a dead man walking anyway. But a good little man never beats a good big man, so it's a tough test for Crawford, but I'm not counting him out. The bottom line, and this is the truth again, it's a money grab. That's it.
Yeah. But Crawford doesn't rely on his power; he relies on his IQ. Crawford, what he did to Spence was magic, was incredible, was amazing. And so, look, one thing about Canelo is that we all know that he walks in the ring as if there's wet cement, right? His footwork is a little too heavy. Crawford is such a smart fighter where he can he's like Bruce Lee, literally. And he's in his peak, he's in his prime. And so I think that if that fight ever happens, which I don't think it will, if that fight ever happens, I have to go with Crawford.
There you have it. Oscar De La Hoya talking about Crawford.
Journalist Dan Raphael disagreed with Stephen A. Smith. Raphael argued that Crawford is not taking this fight for money, but for greatness. While he respected Crawford's drive, he admitted the path to victory would be extremely difficult. Raphael said that Crawford would need a perfect strategy just to have a chance. Still, not everyone opposes the idea of the fight.
I think Terence Crawford is a marvelous boxer, arguably the best in the world, pound for pound. But can you hurt Canelo? If you can't hurt him, I have no doubt he could outbox him. My issue is, if you can't hurt him, what kind of a challenge can you truly pose? What do you say to that?
No, that's a great point. I mean, here's the thing. Canelo Alvarez has a historically great chin. Now, I go way back when he first came to the United States and started boxing, and he found himself on an HBO pay-per-view undercard years and years ago, fighting against the older brother of the great Miguel Cotto. His name was Jose Miguel Cotto, and he had gotten a ton of hype. He had signed with Golden Boy Promotions, and a lot of those of us in the media, and I had seen him a couple of times before that. This is my first time seeing him in person, really paying close attention, and he almost got knocked out in the first round. And I remember Stephen A., all of us looking around at Media Row going, what the heck is this all hype about? This man can't take a shot. He's going to get drilled. He was lucky that the fight was over, that the round was over in round one, or there might have been some much more trouble. Stephen A., that was 16, 17 years ago. I've never seen him wobbled, rocked, physically, visibly hurt since then. He has an all-time great chin going in the ring with tremendous punchers. Terence Crawford coming up 2 weight classes, do any damage? Yeah, he's a slick boxer, and he's also a good puncher in the welterweight division, in the junior welterweight division, in the lightweight division. But even at junior middleweight, which is where Terence Crawford had his most recent fight back in August, when he moved up and he won a world title, he didn't blow the doors off. He fought a very tough, solid opponent named Israel Madrimov. He gave him a good fight. It was very close. Madrimov's people seem to think he might have even been able to edge it out. But if you can't hurt an Israel Madrimov at 154, what the heck are you going to do with Canelo Alvarez, the sturdiest guy in the world, at 168? So that aspect of it is certainly a problem. You mentioned about Charlo. Charlo was there to get his check. I know one thing about Terence Crawford. He's not going to just come to turn up to get the check. He'll at least try. And Charlo, I don't think, really tried.
Famed trainer and commentator Teddy Atlas is among the few experts who believes Crawford has a real chance. Atlas highlighted Crawford's intelligence, toughness, and ability to adapt during fights. He thinks Crawford is the type of fighter who can adjust mid-fight and refuses to be beaten mentally or physically. In Atlas's view, if anyone can beat the odds, it is Crawford.
Well, come on, he's human. So he had a few hiccups. He won the fight. He's Terence Crawford. A lot of people say, "Oh, Teddy, you make him so good. You're always saying how great Crawford is." But who's he beating? He unified the what was his first division? Lightweight. Then he unified the junior. Then he unified the junior welter. Then he unified the welter. I think I got the weight classes right. It doesn't matter. He unified 3 different weight classes. He moved up in weight.
The potential fight between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez is one of the most discussed what-ifs in modern boxing. On one side, it could become a historic moment if Crawford beats the odds. On the other, the difference in size and strength could turn it into a disaster.